Hello everybody. Today we are going to discuss the first topic in the paper Physical Chemistry of paper 5, and that is the first topic name is electrolytic conductivity. First of all, I will tell you the most important thing is that this topic of weightage of 16 lectures. That is, this topic is more important from your exam point of view. Now, which points we have to cover in this topic? Okay. First of all, we have to see the definition of conductor. After definition, we have to see its types. Then we have to see the difference. And then the basic terms used in the topic. Thereafter, we will see the Polar-Bridge term and its applications. Then after, Hittorf's rule. Then transport number, moving boundary method, or determination of a transport number, and then its applications. So these are the points we have to cover in this topic named as electrolytic conductivity. Before starting the topic, one should suggest that electrolytic conductivity, this name comes under the branch of the chemistry that is a electrochemistry. Then the electrochemistry, it is a branch of the physical chemistry which deals with the study of interconversion of chemical energy into an electrical energy and electrical energy into a chemical energy. Okay. First of all, we will see the definition of a conductor. What is meant by conductor? Okay, the substance which conduct electricity is called as a conductor. For example, some metals, that is, solid metals are called as conductors, or the substances which are good conductors of heat and electricity are also called as conductors. Okay, conductors are again divided into two types. Which are the two types here? First is electronic conductor, and second is electrolytic conductor. One by one we will see what is meant by electronic and what is meant by electrolytic conductor. Electronic conductor, they are usually solid metals, rods, for example, aluminium or copper, etc. As far as electronic conductors are mentioned, at that moment we have to consider the solid metals. Okay, in solid metals there are free electrons and stationary positive ions. Diagrammatically it can be represented as suppose a rod of a metal is placed in an electric circuit, and when we apply the electric field to a metallic rod, what happens? When we apply the electric field to a metallic rod, at that time electrons are added from one end drawn from the other end. What I am saying to you, that is, when the electric field is applied to a certain metallic rod, what happens? Electrons are added from the one end and they can be drawn out from the other end, which constitutes electric current. But one thing should be noted, that there is no transfer of matter. There is no transfer of matter. Due to the free electrons, it constitutes a electric current. Due to the presence of electrons, there is no chemical reaction takes place. Now, what happens in the electronic conductor? This is about electrolytic. I will again repeat you. It is an electronic conductor. Here electrons are added from the one end and they can be drawn out from the other end, which constitutes, due to the free motion of the electrons, constitutes the electric current. But in this electronic conductor, there is no transfer of matter and therefore there is no chemical reactions are taken place. Now we will see about the electrolytic conductor. That is the name of the topic. Electrolytic conductor. For example, generally the solutions of the fused salts or aqueous solutions of certain acids, bases and salts in water. Aqueous solution means, already you know, that is the solution of a acid or base in a water. Okay, we will consider one simple diagram here. Here, suppose this is a container in which two electrodes are dipped in which is called as, first is called as, and the electric field is applied between these points. Okay, what happens? Okay, suppose this is the solution of a NaCl. As shown in the figure, when we take the aqueous solution of a salt at a time and two electrodes are dipped in the solution in such a way that this electric field is, when it is applied, what happens? When the electric field is applied, there is movement of ions takes place. There is movement of an ions takes place. From which direction? Whatever may be the aqueous solution of salt. Suppose if we consider here NaCl solutions, NaCl dissociates in water as Na plus and Cl minus. That is, there is a generation of positive ions and negative ions. And the property of positive ions is that these positive ions moves towards the opposite side of electrodes. The positive ions moves towards the which electrode? That is of this electrode, that is of cathodes. Okay. Therefore moves here as cathode, and negatively charged ions, they move towards the anode and thus constitutes an electric current. Again I will repeat it. When we take aqueous salt solution and we apply the electric field between the two electrodes deep into the solutions, what happens when we apply the electric field at that time? Here the constitution of a ions takes place due to the electric field. That is, positively charged ions are created and negative charge ions are created. The property of positive charge ions is that positive charge ions migrates towards cathode and negatively charged ions are migrates towards a anode. Anode is a positive charge and cathode is a negative charge, which constitutes the electric current. What happens here? Here chemical reactions are takes place. Reactions are takes place due to the movement of ions with respective electrodes or migration of ions with respective electrodes. Also, due to the aqueous solution, there is a transfer of matter to certain electrodes, that is at cathode and anode. And already we know that it is at cathode which reaction is taking place. How many? Will you know which reactions are taking place on cathode and anode? On cathode there is a reduction reaction is taking place, and at anode there is an oxidation reaction is taking place. Okay. Now the difference between these two conductors are summarized as follows. Points: electronic conductor, and second is electrolytic conductor. First of all, write first definition. Electronic conductor. This conduction is they conduct electricity through free electrons. They conduct electricity through positive and negative ions. Second point, transfer of matter. No transfer of matter. Here, transfer of matter. Third point, chemical reactions. No chemical reactions takes place. Here, what is the point? That is chemical reactions takes place. Chemical reactions takes place due to migration of ions. Last point is about effect of temperature. As temperature is increased, electronic conductivity goes on decreasing. With increasing temperature, electronic conductivity decreases. But in this case, that is electrolytic conductivity, what happens? On increasing temperature, electrolytic conductivity increases. The last point is about example. Here in electronic conductor, there is an example of certain solid metal rods. And here the solutions of, that is of aqueous solutions of salts, bases or acids. Now we will discuss some important terms related to in this topic. First term is about conductance. Second term is specific conductance. Third point is specific resistance. And last point is about equivalent conductance. And last is molar conductance. Okay, before seeing these important terms, we have to memorize the Ohm's law. What is the Ohm's law? Here, that is I is equal to E by R, where I is amount of electricity flowing through the conductor, E is equal to EMF or potential difference in volts, and R is equal to resistance in ohms. Resistance in ohms. Now, according to this Ohm's law, the electronic and electrolytic conductors obeys this Ohm's law. Okay, that is metallic as well as electrolytic conductors obeys this Ohm's law, and according to Ohm's law, we have that is where I is called as, that is amount of current flowing through the conductor. I is directly proportional to E and inversely proportional to its resistance. When we keep E as a constant, that is when under influence of EMF to be constant, what happens here? That is I is inversely proportional to its resistance. Okay, the I is inversely proportional to its resistance, and therefore the quantity 1 upon R is called as a conductance. Now, the definition of this conductance is that the conductance term is defined as, that is, it is denoted by the letter G, that is the capacity of substance to conduct the electricity. Capacity of substance to conduct electricity. Again, I will repeat this sentence again from first time. According to Ohm's law, that is I is equal to E by R. Sometimes instead of E, we have take also V. Okay, that is V is equal to IR. For our simplicity, we know this relation. Okay, but when amount of current flowing through the conductor is inversely proportional to its resistance, and when we get E or V, that is EMF or a potential difference, as a constant term, then at that time amount of current flowing through the conductor is inversely proportional to its resistance, and the quantity 1 upon R is called as a conductance. Okay, therefore conductance is denoted by the letter capital G is equal to 1 upon R. Also, in another way, this conductance may be defined as the reciprocal of the resistance in ohms is also known as a conductance. That is reciprocal of resistance in ohms. Got it? Now come to the second term. What is the second term? That is related to this. See here? Second term, that is specific resistance. Okay, now the specific resistance is denoted by the letter rho. Okay, now what is the definition of this specific resistance? See here, the resistance offered by a conductor through a passage of electricity is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to its cross-sectional area. So it is called as a square centimeter. Length is present in a centimeter. Okay. Mathematically, it can be designated as resistance, that is equal to R. Okay. It is directly proportional to its length and inversely proportional to its area. In order to remove this proportional sign, we have to take some constant. That is R is equal to rho into L by A. This is the final equation for the resistance. And some constant, rho is called as proportionality constant. And it is known as specific resistance. Therefore, specific resistance is equal to what is the relation? See here. Therefore, rho is equal to what happens? This term comes to here. Okay. Therefore, rho is equal to A by L into R. That is the expression for this specific resistance. Now we come to the units for these two quantities. See here. Units for conductance and specific resistance. For conductance, it is denoted by the letter G. Okay, is equal to 1 upon R. Already we know from the relation, that is G is equal to 1 upon R. What is the unit of this R? R is equal to resistance is ohms. Therefore, 1 upon ohm, that is equal to ohm raised to minus 1. And this ohm raised to minus 1 in MK system, that is SI system, it is also called as a Simon. Okay, in simplicity it is also denoted as a capital S. This unit for this conductance is unit for that is equal to ohm raised to minus 1 is equal to S, capital S. Got it? Now second, for the specific resistance. Specific resistance is equal to what is the relation? That is R is equal to rho into L by A. Therefore, rho is equal to what happens? This R into A by L. Resistance of that is ohm. A is equal to centimeter square centimeter. Okay, and length is in centimeter. Okay, centimeter gets cancelled. Therefore, ohm centimeter. Okay, that is the unit for this specific resistance. Unit for specific resistance, rho is equal to, that is ohm centimeter or ohm meter. Okay.